Once upon a time, there lived a wise and far-sighted king. He understood that a nation's true strength isn't just its army or its riches. It's the courage of its people, their tireless hard work, and their unwavering will to conquer any challenge that comes their way. So one morning, he devised a brilliant plan to teach his sons an unforgettable lesson. He summoned his soldiers and commanded, "Place a massive stone right in the middle of the main road. I want to observe how people react when they encounter it." Following the king's orders, the soldiers positioned a huge boulder on the path and then departed. The king then ascended a tall tower with his sons, a vantage point from where they could see everything unfold. Soon, some of the king's wealthiest courtiers approached in their grand chariots, surrounded by servants. But when they reached the giant rock, their procession ground to a halt. They immediately began shouting in anger. "What kind of king is this? He can't even ensure the roads are clear for travel." They grumbled and complained endlessly, but not a single one made any effort to move the stone. Annoyed, they simply turned their chariots around and found another route. After a while, a group of farmers came along. Exhausted from a long day in the fields, they stopped when they saw the boulder. Murmuring amongst themselves, they concluded, "This must be a test from the heavens." They offered a short prayer, spoke a few words of faith, and then, with a smile, simply walked around the obstacle, leaving it exactly where it was. Next to arrive was a brave warrior, the king's most loyal knight. Being honest and responsible, he saw the rock and immediately thought, "This is a hazard for travelers." Without a second thought, he spurred his horse and galloped off to report the problem to the king. Although his intentions were good, he never considered moving the rock himself. And so the day went on. Person after person arrived. Some stopped to curse their luck. Some invoked the names of gods. Others simply decided it was someone else's job to deal with it. Slowly, the sun began to set, and the light of evening cast long shadows across the land. Just then, a simple farmer appeared. Walking home, he was utterly exhausted from working in the fields all day. His body was drenched in sweat, and he carried a heavy sack on his back. When he saw the rock, he stopped and took a deep, weary breath. He thought to himself, "If I leave this here, it will cause problems for many others tomorrow. The king can't be everywhere at once. We all have a part to play." With that resolve, he set his heavy load down by the side of the road. Then, using all his might, he began to push the massive stone. His body was soaked with fresh sweat. His breathing became heavy, and his muscles shook with the strain. But he refused to give up. Finally, with one last heroic effort, he managed to roll the rock completely off the road. As he caught his breath, he noticed something peculiar where the rock had been. It was a leather pouch. When he opened it, he was stunned to see it was filled with gleaming gold coins. He looked around in disbelief, unable to comprehend what had just happened. At that moment, the king descended from the tower with his sons and approached the farmer. With a warm smile, the king sighed. "This gold is for you. You are the only one who understood your duty and took the initiative to remove this obstacle. And this is the very lesson I wanted to teach my sons." The king then turned to his princes and said, "Remember this day. Obstacles in life are not there to stop you. They are there to create your path. It is by facing and overcoming these challenges that we grow stronger, we move forward, and we earn true respect and success." The sons stood in silence, the lesson clear in their eyes, a lesson far more powerful than any book could ever teach them. If you were inspired by this story, please show your support by liking, sharing, and leaving a comment. Your encouragement inspires me to bring you more stories like this. Thank you for all your love and support. I'll see you again soon.